What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Sports Talk with Broads. Two huge things that occurred right now throughout the NHL. Breaking news. First one is Ilya Kovalchuk signs with the LA Kings. He's first overall pick with Atlanta, does his thing with the New Jersey Devils. He leaves, he hangs them out in the dust, and then he wants to come back at age 35. He signs a 3-year contract, $6.25 million per year, so he's signed until he's 38 years old. Looking at his last 3 years in the KHL, we're looking about right over a point per game. The last 2 seasons, over 30 goals. One thing you have to factor in, the sheet of ice is bigger compared to the NHL. At an older age, this is way more physical, but at the same time, this game is a little bit more speed than it ever was in the past when it came to physicality, but it's still there, and with the sheet of ice, it's a totally different game. I don't hate the signing. I understand bringing in veteran presence, bringing in guys with hockey IQ is big, and it brings and builds some type of leadership in the locker room. But at the same time, the game is quicker. Younger guys, faster pace. And you're signing this older dude for, I would say, a lot of money for 3 years. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad signing. I'm not saying it's a great signing. I think it's okay. But you got to realize the way this game of hockey is going, it's quicker, it's faster. And, signing someone until he's 38 after being in Russia for so long and the sheet of ice, it factors in. I think he is going to bring some sort of positivity to that team, though, when it comes to just someone who's been around the game for a very long time. And they weren't far off last year. I mean, Jonathan Quick put up an amazing statistical playoff run, even though they lost in 4 and each game was a 1-goal game. So it's not like they were far off just because they lost in the first round and got swept. So adding that could be a big piece of their success moving forward. I'm just not, as a Flyers fan, I'm not devastated. I'm not man, he was the person to go get. I really wanted him. It didn't really come down to that for me. I think he's a little bit older, and I wouldn't want to spend that type of money personally as a Flyers fan. But, the LA Kings go out, they get him, they think he's going to add depth and hockey IQ and veteran leadership and be someone who is very solid in the locker room. So, hey, let's see how it works out. It's definitely interesting, to say the least. I just think maybe his time's running out a little bit. His numbers in the KHL weren't terrible at over 1 point per game, but it's a little bit different over here. And at that age, it's questionable to me. That's all. It's questionable to me. So, that's not the only thing that happened. This trade between the Calgary Flames and the Carolina Hurricanes is outstanding, and I personally believe that the Calgary Flames won this trade, no doubt. They get Noah Hanafin and Ilya Lindholm. Not bad. Not bad, but they do give up Dougie Hamilton, Furland, and Adam Fox. But I think the Flames, obviously in big trouble with not having some draft picks early on in this year. They were in a tough situation. They underachieved. They got a new head coach from Carolina as well. And they pick up Noah Hanafin, who was an absolute stud. Great defenseman. That's going to add a very solid young player who can log a lot of minutes and be there for a very reasonable amount of time. I think he is the big grab of this trade. Now, obviously, you give up Dougie Hamilton, who you gave up a ton in the past for him. I believe that was for Boston. You gave up a good amount of picks and all that. That's fine. But when you're getting a young defenseman in Noah Hanafin who can really move the puck well, I love it. And even Lindholm. I mean, he's not a bad player either. He adds a solid presence to this team, and the Calgary Flames team was in trouble. And I understand that they needed to make some sort of move with this draft, having a concern with the lack of draft picks and being in a tough situation. I love it. I'll be honest with you. I really do love it. I think it works out perfectly. And it's not like Carolina got anything bad either. They were a team that hasn't made the playoffs. They had a little bit of a push. They couldn't get there. You do get rid of these 2 players, but, Furland's not a bad piece. And Dougie Hamilton is still a very solid defenseman. Sometimes it just comes up to a change of pace, and I speak about that a lot. You can be, for example, Phil Kessel in Toronto, and then Phil Kessel in Pittsburgh. Sometimes just a change of scenery really does help everything and help the flow of everything. And I think it's a solid trade for both teams, but I'm looking at Calgary, and I think, you know what? with what the situation they were in, I like it. I like it a lot for them. And if I was a Calgary Flames fan, I would definitely enjoy what I just received. I mean, no doubt. No doubt, right? No doubt. So, the two big things today. Flash and breaking news. Ilya Kovalchuk, that's insanely huge, comes back to the NHL at 35 years old to sign a 3-year contract with the LA Kings until he's 38, $6.25 million a year. And then the breaking Calgary Flames trade, which I personally believe they won that trade. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.